with our beautiful special guest, Najee. She's here today with some of her products for Miami
Carnival. Yes.
Welcome
to Lethal List, please.
Yes.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Najee. I am a MILF. I'm sorry, no, I'm just joking.
Hey, she ain't lying. She ain't lying.
Yeah,
I seen it in her undies. She look good.
Ooh,
she look good.
Ooh, okay.
She look good.
So my name is Najee. I am a mother of two. Yeah, so shout out to my babies because it's their birthday month. My little Virgo and my little Leo.
Hey.
I am a dancer. No, not a stripper. A poet, and now I can add designer to my resume.
Yes.
So I'm super excited to be here. Thank you, ladies, for having me.
And I'm glad you put out that note thing because one of my questions was, how you keep that body snatched, honey? Like, especially the woman with kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm just naturally skinny. I don't got kids yet.
Yeah.
I need to know how to jump on it, like when I do. You're snatched.
So first of all, I'm gonna thank God. All right. It's him getting back at my baby daddies, all right? Okay. Yes. So y'all can't say y'all got to bust a baby mama because I'm fine as hell.
Okay.
So,
hello.
It's y'all loss, not mine. That'll be fine. But yes, and I'm gonna also shout out Pediman. Thank you for that weight gain.
Okay. So you was a slimmy that got thick.
Something like that. Okay. I never really put on weight. The most weight I gained was like 20 pounds, and as soon as I had the baby, I dropped the weight.
Wow.
So shout out to God.
You're just blessed. That's all it is. Do you eat a certain way? Do you stick to like a certain eating habit?
No, I eat everything.
Yep. Well then, welcome to my world.
Okay. So do you feel like your metabolism slowed down or what? Like what's up? It just happened out of nowhere.
Pediman or just period?
Period.
No, stress keeps me skinny too. So I'm gonna shout out stress
That's
too.
The best weight loss if you never had one.
But metabolism's in fast. I'm pretty active. I don't really get to sleep too much because I'm always on the go.
Got you. So pretty much you stay busy though.
Yes, ma'am.
So with your new title as a designer, what inspired you to start coming up with this collection?
Okay, so I've been modeling masks for the last 4 years, so I do have to shout out Dingley. They are my house band. I was their face model for the last 4 years. Okay. So that's really where I got my start of masks. Have an absolute love of carnival. I'm a soca junkie by heart. So this year it was just like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. I've never paid for a costume in my life. How about I finally design one? I know it's a lot of work that goes into it, but I'm creative. I'm looking at other pieces, other people, other models, and I'm just like, I want to make something that makes women feel beautiful, feel sexy, and still bold on the road. So
I think you definitely all about female like sex appeal, like being sexy and owning who you are. Because even to the show, shout outs to Ayana Creative Style. You did your thing in that fashion show, and you had the host Vita D, shout outs to her, put on one of your costumes. And you know, she's not a slim girl or anything like that, so it was dope that you put her in that and you made her feel comfortable. You're the one that was actually encouraging her to put it on. So like, what's your stance on that? Like, what, you know, how do you continue to make women feel beautiful? What's your approach on trying to make a woman feel beautiful? Because we were actually just talking about too the fact that all these women are getting like ass shots and just different things that are where they're uncomfortable with themselves. How do you stay?
So I'll be honest, give y'all a little history on me. I went through a DV relationship, so I went through that era where literally after I broke up with my ex, if a man said hi to me, I would bust out crying. I couldn't look at myself in the mirror. I would avoid looking at myself in the mirror. So it literally took me up until I was 24 to finally be like, oh, I'll walk out with my legs out, or oh, I like myself naked. So while some people think, oh, she just don't like to wear clothes, no, it took me really long to get where I am. So every woman that I see, you are beautiful. You don't have to be the curviest girl. Sometimes I see chicks with thighs and I'm like, ooh, yummy. You know, there may be a girl with a flat ass, fat ass, big breasts. It doesn't matter. You are gorgeous the way that you are. We can't sit there and succumb to standards, especially as black girls. We have these European standards. Oh, if your nose don't look a certain way, you know, you ain't perfect. They idolize Kim Kardashian's ass, but then talk about Serena can't wear a catsuit. So yes, I just sit here and I love to promote love. Even when I'm happy, even when I'm sad, even when I'm depressed. if I see somebody in the street, if I can make them smile, if I can make them happy, that's what I do.
Right.
You are on your free to nipple shit.
Right.
Do you feel like, you know, because there's always a lot of criticism behind that. I'm with the shits, but how do you, like, you know, approach that then, knowing that people are gonna either like it or not like it? Like,
well, I'm one of those people, you either like me or you don't. There's really no in between. When somebody says something about it, like I tell them, I'll walk around in my fuck me pumps, look in my mirror, naked, and be like, yes, bitch. And I'll tell it to anybody. Yeah. I told it to a married woman who was like, oh, I don't think my husband is attracted to me anymore. You have to be comfortable in your own skin. It's not just being naked. It's about knowing your body, knowing what makes you happy, knowing what pleases you. So it's like, if you have a problem with it, thank you for being you. Have a nice day.
Right.
Fuck them and forget them. That's it.
Yeah.
So I have a question. Can we go back to the costumes and everything? So me being American and shit, can you describe for my fellow Americans what playing mask is, mask is, and carnival and everything like that, and what the culture is in Miami, because Miami is a big place for that, between Miami, Barbados.
Carnival is getting bigger in Miami too.
Yeah. So talk about that. Explain that.
All right. So first of all, it's not Jamaican, because all Americans seem to think everything carnival and Caribbean is Jamaican. So let me help y'all out. It's not just Jamaican, okay? Jamaica Carnival actually kind of just got popping, but you have carnival.
I didn't know they have one.
It's
Okay.
You gotta make it. But biggest carnival I'll definitely say is Trinidad. After Trinidad, it would be crop over. They have it in St. Lucia. That's a big deal. Okay. Toronto, big deal. Labor Day, unfortunately, in New York, dying down.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Americans who ruined it.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all was out there shooting, not us. I'm just joking.
I ain't that goddamn American. I'm Haitian as fuck. I'm Haitian as fuck. I was just born here.
Oh, I got you. So pretty much mass, it comes down from Africa. It is definitely, you know, it's artistic in nature. It is about celebrating our culture, celebrating our heritage, the dancing, the movement of the hips, the costumes. It is us in garb, our celebration of self. So definitely you have old masks where you see the little ladies with all their chests covered up. Now you got new masks where it's just some string and some cheese.
How did we get there? How did we get there?
Because everything is evolving sexually. Everything, sex sells, but I can't sell my ass. Sex sells, but you know, if I show a nipple while breastfeeding, you're wrong. So it's like, it's kind of going with the times, honestly speaking. If you look at old masks and new masks, the architecture alone in the backpacks. Before it was just, you know, just the feathers, just the wire. Wire bending is a dying art, unfortunately.
Okay, what's wire bending?
Wire bending is for the head pieces and the backpacks. So it's really a dying art, unfortunately. And in Trinidad, they're few and far. In New York, there are some. Shout out to me.
Is that like when they have like the big headpiece and then the feathers and all the?
Yes. So it's a wire frame that it's made out of.
Okay, right.
It's galvanized wire. You can get it inside of Home Depot. You can learn how to do it. I bought some. I ain't doing nothing with it, but I bought it. But it's definitely a dying art. So you know, it's embodying that creativity. Like I said, now you have backpacks that are made of canvases. Shout out to Rama J for that one.
Wow.
That was dope.
That's dope.
Okay.
Definitely they have a backpack that's made of butterfly wings. So essentially it kind of looks like the Halloween costumes, that mesh, but it's beautiful to look at. I've been scrolling on IG, looking at Notting Hill. I'm just like, damn, they're on top of trucks and buses and all types of things. And it's just like, for me, and this is me having dated an American. I'm born in America. Shout out to my mother's Nani, which is Panamanian, and my daddy's scrotum, which is petition. But I was born in America, but I embraced the culture. I wasn't raised in a house listening to soca. So I really embraced it, and I dated a guy who was American, and he didn't get it. And straight up told me, I don't give a fuck about your culture. So it was like, okay, cool.
And then I know too, like, you know, because my family's Ghanese also, so like, you know, I definitely embrace the culture. So I know if I was to date a guy and he's like, you can't go to mass just like that, I'm like, bitch.
Exactly.
But so all right, so my question, you both can answer this, is somebody told me it was like a ceremony type of situation, like it was ceremonial and you were like chasing away demons.
That's Juve.
So what?
Yeah,
Juve
that sounds more like a Juve jab thing.
Yeah.
I'm not really with all the.
And that's
so what's the difference?
Asian, I believe, right? That they have, but I think that's more Beijing.
Grenadian. That's Grenadian.
That's Grenadian. Yes, it is Grenadian.
Jab comes. It's Grenadian. So they'll sit there and they'll put on the oil and it's thick. I have
like the tar.
The tar. You can only get it off with seawater. They'll walk around with pig head on the side and have the saltfish in their mouth and all types of things. So it's just honestly speaking,
it's more their culture versus
right.
Right.
And you gotta understand. Some people look at it and it's like, oh my god, that's disgusting. But then if you get a group of white people playing in mud, it's cool. So I'm just saying. But it's beautiful. It is an expression of just the beauty of our culture. That's really the best way that I can describe it.
Do you feel like your sex appeal reflects your work, like your designs and stuff?
Yes. So I've gotten some feedback in regards to, oh my god, it's too low. Oh my god, it's too revealing. If you know what mass is, that's not revealing. Yeah. It might be a deep plunge, but it's about, I literally call the piece the daring plunge. That's how I describe it, because it's like, I like being sexy, I like being half naked, but I have to embrace my body. I love to embrace my body and I want everybody else to do the same. So yes, I definitely put a lot of my sex appeal and a lot of my style into my pieces.
I can agree with that, because even your runway, because I met you at the fashion show, the way you had the models come out and you had somebody dancing and everything, like I kind of felt like it was giving me actual carnival vibes. So that I can say I agree with. But how did you get into doing runway? Like, how did this piece become part of fashion, in a sense, if that makes sense?
Okay, so definitely wanted to approach this in a couture way. Something that I did a little bit different with my monokini, which I call such a tease. It is a flip sequin monokini, but it actually has the backpack built into the neckline. So versus having the wire on your shoulder, it's actually built into the back line. And I needed to find something that set me apart from other mass designers. So this is why I decided to do it. There's no reason why mass can't be on the runway, just like there's no reason why stripping can't be in the Olympics. I'm sorry. That's just pole dancing is, listen, it's a lost art, okay? Right.
You tried it, the Maddox?
We had pole dancers on our show. You seen them. The video, like Spider-Man.
Nah, I have homegirl.
Pole dancing is hard as shit. You a different type of strong if you can do that.
Yo, I've taken pole dancing. It's fun though.
Yeah, it is.
That upper body shrimp goes in here. Girl, I feel like you be an extra.
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely trying to give that couture feeling, showing that.
He's a pervert.
But definitely showing that, mass belongs. Mass belongs. I can definitely say more so now, more than ever, soca is really coming into mainstream.
Out of nowhere.
Should I shout out Justin Bieber or Marshall Montano? Which one?
Justin Bieber?
I'm just saying.
Or Drake.
Put me on.
I'm waiting for them to rewrite history. I'm waiting for this one.
Justin Bieber brought soca to America?
No, sweetie, he didn't. It was Drake, or was it Safari? One of the two.
They've been.
But Marshall Montano, he's been doing it since he was 10 years old.
Okay,
I've seen Marshall on stage at Brass Fest. Like, Marshall is he is the king. Destra, Allison Hines, Angela Hunt. Shout out to Nyla Blackman. She's new and she's killing it. She's gorgeous and she's a young girl. She's like about 21, 22. So to all of these emerging artists, lyrical, he's from Brooklyn. Like, come on, you know. Soca and just the culture itself, it's emerging and I'm loving it. I'm loving it so much, and I'm just waiting for that same ex who told me fuck my culture to be on the Parkway.
What do you think, matter of fact, about the fact that like the Justin Biebers and like, I feel like a lot more white people are kind of like sucking in the culture, and then you'll see their videos. There's no black girls whining and grinding. It's just like, what?
What kills me is the police officers. That's what really be killing me.
But like just the appropriation, making it mainstream to me. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Honestly speaking, I don't like it. It's not right until it's white. That's kind of how I have to look at it. So I mean, honestly speaking, so long as we as black folks, as Caribbean people, we continue to embrace it, I think it will really succeed. Because unfortunately, a lot of us who might have been born in America and have no roots, you know, to Haiti, to Guyana, to anywhere, it's kind of like our history kind of just starts at slavery, and it's not fair. So, you know, the fact that it is emerging now and it's getting immersed into it, I'm hoping that people are more accepting of it and stop just looking at it as, oh, you want to just be a decorated peacock stripper on stage and go out in the street and dance. So I'm all for the culture, just not the appropriation.
Yeah, exactly.
So when did you start writing poetry?
Since I was 9.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you like what sparked it? Because I know what sparked me writing.
Okay.
And I know it was some deep shit. So,
Okay.
did you have anything
Going
that
through your
affected you?
deep
Yeah, anything affected you?
I had a crush on a guy. I had a crush on a guy named Stanley Cantave. Yes, I remember him. He
So
was like,
your first poem was
Not
about
for
a guy.
nothing?
for the most part,
Okay.
yeah. So, I mean, you know, I had this big old crush on Stanley, and it was just like, Stanley broke my heart. Stanley broke my heart, and I don't even know why. But he was like my best friend, and I had like this big old crush on him, and pretty much I started writing from there. So a lot of my poetry, it was about broken hearts, it was about killing Cupid, it was about, you know, different things. But I have to shout out my mentor, Mo Beasley. I met him when I was in high school. I entered into high school at the age of 12. I was kind of smart then.
Nice.
I'm not smart now.
You ain't kind of smart. You smart. You are
You made it through.
Johns. Right.
Okay.
Can't deal. But yes, I have to shout out my mentor Mo Beasley because he definitely did inspire me and push me to continue my poems. I have to shout out my dance teacher in high school if that's the case, because she every year without fail let me perform on stage. So, you know, a part of it was I found my voice in it. I'm a very shy person. So I'd be on stage like this, and it would give me the opportunity to speak and like just bellow and open my mouth, and it's like people would actually listen. People would heard the message, listen to it, and as I got older, you know, the more things I experienced, I was able to kind of put into my poetry. So it is definitely an extension of me. So,
I mean, I have to hear a piece.
Yeah, and even the piece you said at the fashion show. Can you tell us a little bit about that, the background of that piece?
Okay, so I did 2 pieces. One piece in particular was "I'm Scared to Love a Black Man."
Yes, that's the one.
Part
I
of
love
that
that
is, yes, I might be high yellow, but at the same time, I'm still a black girl, no matter what. My lip is a little large, my ass ain't the fat, but you know, it's because the kitty is good. The kitty is good, so the booty is the shame, right? It's not gonna show itself. But you know, I'm still a black girl, so I know what it's like to sit at a table with a whole bunch of black guys, and it's like, nah, I wouldn't date a black girl because she got an attitude. But a Spanish girl, ooh, she's spicy.
Spicy Latina.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, for me, it's like I've had crushes on brothers. I've liked brothers. I haven't necessarily approached one, but it's just like that feedback sometimes, that kickback. When I have a dark-skinned sister who's like, oh my God, I wish I was light. And I'm like, damn, I wish I was dark. I can't get a tan. I burn. So it's like, you know, sometimes I feel like brothers don't love us. And it's like, that's where that piece really came from. So that's why I wrote it and just...
Can we get a little bit of that? Can we hear that one? So they know what we talking about.
All right, so
hi, best friend.
I gotta pull this one out. All right, I don't usually do this over the phone. I'm sorry, guys. I don't usually do this. Something that Mo Beasley taught me was with your pieces, when they're done, you remember them. If you can't remember them, then you're not done.
Okay, I like that.
So, with this particular piece, like I said, it's called "I'm Scared to Love a Black Man." I'm scared to love a black man because they're scared of our black men. And their fear fuels their hate, which produces trigger-happy, not so nappy-headed niggas who want to put the niggas in their place. Just because he isn't from the same race, they defile and degrade. Strip these men from their homes, slap some chains, I mean cuffs. Make him forget his name. Just a number in the system, and like a piston, pop, pop, another brother slain. This here shit is insane. Grab your kids and go hide, cause they'll come. Strap a nigga by his throat like a goat as his seed watches him bleed. All because the skin that he wore was offensive, as if master had to be on the defensive to protect the great white woman hope. Your brothers chase after every other shade, hue and pray that their babies don't look like the mother that bred them, that fed them. Who the fuck want a black woman though? Cause her lips were as thick as her hips and that ass. Sisters don't no longer seen with class, just a figure. By self-hating ass nigga who rather call all sisters hoes. And now this sister barely knows her own worth. Searching for her beauty in European eyes and lies of what standard of beauty she should come from. Sister, please don't succumb to the hype. You're beautiful, powerful, skin radiant like gold, hair grows towards the sun. Baby girl, you are goals. Don't listen to the fuckboy who's mad at how broad is his nose. All he's swinging is his dick in his chain, laying pipe, dropping seeds. Another baby, another mouth to feed. But he refuses to be a father to some bitch's bastard baby. And that baby grows to be me. Scared to love a black man because they emasculated my daddy and the men before he.
Boy.
First of all,
What was your first reaction, Slim? What was your reaction when you heard
I was like,
it?
this is what I be talking about all the time.
Yes.
Maybe this get because you know, honestly, I feel like after that bomb blow up. No, but I feel like, you know, we all say the same thing over and over and over, and you know, we either get called bitter or angry for expressing certain things. So I feel like it's imperative and important to be able to still transfer this message in any way possible. Because it seems like it just goes over everyone's head. You know what I'm saying? And so, however we can get this message across, and like, you went deep. You didn't just talk about the surface stuff, and I feel like that's why a lot of men don't understand, because it just seems like we're attacking them. We're just saying, oh, this, that, third. But it's like, what we're really trying to say is we understand that
you go through things.
You have a target on your back, and you have the traumas that we've all faced as black people, and it's affecting you. And so this is why you're acting like, because I'm a reflection of you at the end of the day. So this is why, you know, you treat us the way you treat us. And so we're trying to tell you that we understand, but it's not okay. So hearing it, you know, in that way, hopefully more people start to understand and see where we're coming from as black women when we say that, you know, we don't feel like black men love us.
This is the crazy thing is, like you were saying, but the way they're gonna understand it is if a man says it.
I don't think it's
that's really it's
it.
unfortunate. It's not something that I'm saying like it's a good thing, but I feel like 9 times out of 10, or I'll give you 7 times out of 10, we'll complain about something, we'll say something, whatever. But as soon as a black man be like, you know what, you are treating women like you are doing, and everybody's like, alright, you know, all the dudes is like, alright, you know,
sometimes
you might be
because they'll attack those same dudes saying like, oh, you trying to be, you soft, you just trying to get some pussy.
But I feel like at the end of the day, when we say something, we get ignored. Like,
but
it's not heard at all.
But you have to understand that this is something that a lot of people ignore. Mental health in black men exists.
And
depression
it's strong.
in black men exists. And, you know, granted, black folks don't have the highest suicide rates, you know, because it's so, quote unquote, we're used to the struggle, as some people might put it.
You gotta get over it.
But for a black man, it is the way that he drinks, it's the way that he smokes, it's the way that he fucks. You know, it's different things like that. And we just sit there and chalk it up to, he just being a man. Like, he's coming into his manhood, and that's not the case at all. It is not easy to be a black man in America. I was scared to be the mother to a black son. I'm sorry to say that. You know, I'm like, all right, I could be a single parent to a female, but to a boy, nah. There's certain things that, you know,
only a man.
Yes, they need. I've worked in Rikers. I've seen it firsthand. Some of these kids have had amazing potential, and it's like all they needed was the right direction.
And
I have a question for everybody in the room. Who do you think makes a man more of a man, the dad or the mom?
Combination. You
think it's a combination? You gotta say why though.
I gotta say why?
Yeah, why? Why do you feel like that?
Because there's certain emotions and just certain things that a man and a woman contribute to. And I might have that soft touch as a woman, but at the same time, the father can come in with that tough love sometimes. Granted, don't get me wrong, mama can do it too, but it's about having that example as it is to be a man, and as the woman, how you should treat a woman.
Exactly.
Right. You know, you gotta understand, like, with a lot of brothers, they don't know how to love females because, shout out to them, they have mommy issues. We always want to talk about daddy issues. Oh, my dad wasn't in her life. But I've dated guys where it's like their moms dropped them off at foster care at 13 and was like, bye-bye. Or their mother left them from a young age, so they don't really know that love.
Or their mother was abusive.
Right, their mother was abusive, or their mother was abused, so they don't know what respect looks like. They don't know what that female love looks like. So every female they deal with, she might be hella ratchet, and you like, well, why is he with her? His mama. Like, she a little out there. So, you know, we gotta address these things. Black boy joy is real. I will celebrate every black man. I celebrate my people, period. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that I don't like nobody else, but I have to celebrate my people. And when it comes to black men, I respect it. You know, I respect the hustle. I respect the grind. And I just want to see us win. That's it. And I want to see brothers win. I love to see them applying themselves. I love to see a man in a suit. I love to see him out of it, but that's not the point. I want to see you in a suit, not in a brown uniform.
Not
it's
in a
not
jumpsuit.
cute. It's not cute. The jumpsuit's not cute. Trust me, it's not.
So I'll ask it again, and I'll say treat. Like, who do you think has the bigger influence on how they treat women, the dad or the mom?
Well, speaking from personal experience, I see. My father can only tell me how to treat a woman from a man's perspective.
Right.
And I appreciated that from my father because I still do have my father in my life. But it was my mother who taught me as a woman how she expects to be treated.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if I only had, let's say my mom wasn't in the picture and I only had that influence from my father, I would only know how to treat a woman from the perspective of a man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe his pops didn't treat him the right way, didn't teach him the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like I can't base it solely off of a male's experience because a man can't tell me how a woman wants to feel.
Right.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my take on it.
That's kind of like the conversation you and I had. But yeah.
So what's your take on it?
I really do agree. It should be both because pretty much honestly everybody said what I need to say.
Yeah.
But it's true. Like, you know, you can only learn how to love a woman from a woman, but still you need that guidance from a man. So, you know, the things that you would receive from your mother, you know, as a man especially, you every boy needs his father, like, period.
And men teach in different ways. Like
That's true.
My pops was a do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because I learned from my father how to treat women based off what he's told me and based off of what he did. So I knew I knew to follow what he did and not necessarily follow follow what I saw him do. You know what I'm saying? My pops got 7 kids by 3 different women.
God damn.
You know what I'm saying? Well, 4 different women rather.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? So like I saw that and I could have grew up and be like, well, I'm gonna have mad baby mamas because my father did it and he taught me how to treat women.
Right.
But at the same time, I've seen my mother cry.
I was gonna say that. I feel like men, boys especially too, they soak up their mother's energy. So if you do see your mother hurting and things like that, you start to think to yourself like, damn, I don't ever want to do, you know, no woman this way and things like that. We did have our last Bitch Diaries question. I was waiting for you to come in, and the question is the art of seduction more powerful than the actual act of sex?
Ooh.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute.
I like that question.
Is the art of
like that
seduction
question.
more powerful than sex? Wait, I gotta answer
Than the actual act of sex.
Yes.
I'll answer first though, and I feel like definitely the art of seduction is more powerful than the act of sex. We talked about before when we talked about like Tiana Taylor and the Janet Jackson bringing back sex appeal, and you know, in the right ways. And you know, just that a touch, you know, the way you look at someone, the way you can, you know,
get them senses
bring them
popping.
in, get their senses going. You know what I'm saying? Always leads to the best sex. Chemistry is huge.
This is true.
So like the sex could be banging, but I feel like if you don't have the right chemistry, which usually comes from like that, you know, that seduction and that feeling, it's like you just pounded me and I'm just here.
Get off of me. I feel like I love the art of seduction. I really do because it's fun. It's fun. You get to learn each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, if you haven't blindfolded somebody yet, please blindfold them.
Or handcuff them.
If you haven't like tried different things like fucking burning
Wait, what? You burning? Wait, hold on.
You should burn it.
Everybody in this room.
Now let me explain. If you've never done nothing with, you know, candle wax, please explore that candle wax. Because that sensation, like first it hurts, like it burns, but then that sensation after is crazy. And then when you insert yourself after that, my nigga, the type of moisture that you bouncing into is gonna be crazy. Like, listen, biting somebody goes a long way. Like even just your faces, the way that you touch, your breath, breathe on somebody's neck real slow and real past me. I'm saying, lick somebody today if you haven't licked somebody.
Lick somebody.
You know what I'm saying? Just the way that you look at somebody. Like I feel like first of all, that's why people watch porn.
Yes, exactly.
That's why people like strippers. Exactly. That's why people say that sex sells, because it's this way of like teasing and this way of just like getting you riled up that just It makes you, it just.
And I always say men are visual, period.
They are
visual.
Men are visual. So do I get to answer now?
I had answer.
Y'all ready? All right.
I already know it's like.
So, first of all, I got to shout out my best friend Brandon. And the reason I got to shout out my best friend Brandon is because a vibrator.
My homegirl is
Wait, you got to hear me out.
Yes,
though.
go ahead.
I'm not stupid. I'm going to explain this to you. I hated to masturbate, right? So he decided to buy me a vibrator 1 year for Christmas. And thank you, Brandon, so much. You have opened my world. Shout out to all my Team Squirtle girls. Like, you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know your body, I need you to squeeze your meat and tiddle your whittle. That's what I call it.
Yes, I say that too. Oh my God.
I want to tiddle in my whittle.
I say the same shit. That's crazy.
You have to know your body. I can come on command. I can come if he tells me to, and I can come if I tell myself to.
See?
You have to
be
know
coming when I
your body.
Yeah.
I'm done with you.
Yeah.
You have to know your body. And
I'm gonna come right now.
Let me tell you, my best friend, she's about to be 30, and this is her first year actually having an orgasm.
Ooh.
And she doesn't masturbate.
Oh,
and I'm like, bro, you have to masturbate. This is why you have an orgasm, Judge. You have to. Like,
no,
really
you have to.
Yeah.
But it's like, when it comes down to it, you have to know your body.
Yeah,
and this is something that I tell men also. I had to teach my lover certain things where like he didn't understand it, and it's like when we sat back and he was like, yo, you were the first female to bring this out of me, or you know, you were the first female that I felt comfortable being sexual, being open with, and vulnerable.
People's life one dick at a time.
It is about energy at the end of the day. Yes. It's definitely about energy. So when it comes down to the art of seduction, I love the power of diction. Diction, people, diction. Y'all nasty.
Hard, strong, just
everybody. It is about the power of diction. You have to understand your words. You have to understand how you move, how you touch somebody. Like you said, I agree with you 100%. I am so into S&M. I want to feel everything. So yes, nipple clamps. Bite me here, touch me there, rub me this way.
You know what?
You too. I'm just saying, okay?
The craziest thing.
I'm just saying.
The craziest thing is what I hate is when a guy is doing anything like, all right, we'll say, give an example, oral.
DJ scratching your vagina.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying? But like he's only like, all right, say he's eating you out or whatever the case may be. His hand's not doing nothing.
Yeah.
What?
Like,
right.
Are you dumb?
But you have to.
Are you dumb?
You gotta train him.
You have to. Yes. You can.
You have to have sex with your whole body, bro. Put your nose in something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Put an ear to something. Like, listen up. Like, your hand should be doing something at all times, bro. Stop playing yourself. What's happening? I can't stand it. I will kick somebody in their face if they ever try to. Like, even like you saying, like somebody playing with you, like, what's your other hand doing? There's a whole titty here, bro. There's a whole titty here.
And learn the, like, because fellas, we dropping some gems.
Gems! Gems!
And this is
your
gems.
Body.
Why y'all not cooling up and asking questions? Like, I'm confused. Do I have to switch to Facebook?
Learn your woman's body. It exists.
Some hard-working hands cannot just go straight down to the vagina and start scratching.
No.
Right? It's not comfortable. It's very uncomfortable. Foreplay is necessary, but you gotta know how to do what you do.
Yeah, but let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Tell us what you got going on, where to find you.
All right, so to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen, I am Najee. I am the poet. Like I said, I am the mother. I'm designer now. You guys can find me at freckle. That's BEFRECKLE. That's my personal page. Hush and Wine Mask is the name of my Miami Carnival section. Presenting Angentia's Seduction underneath the umbrella of Dingley. So you guys can definitely find me, Hush and Wine Mask, once again on IG. Shout out to Neil, New York Soca Junkie. Our costumes will be on the boat September 16th. Make sure you get your tickets. You guys can find me at I Am Soca on Saturday. I'm definitely going to be on Freeze's boat on Sunday. Okay. So come, walk up, wine up with me. You guys can register for Miami Carnival at the Mass Camp, located at 1169 Ocean Avenue. You guys can go online and do it as well. If you have any questions, you guys can always reach out to me. If you need some advice, shit, if you just need somebody to tell you I love you, you can hit me up.
Free hugs.
I'm here for it. Free hugs, free humps sometimes. But it's just gonna be your God. That's it. I'm gonna keep my pants on.
Right.
You know, I will be doing my lives again starting tomorrow. Intellectually inappropriate. Topic of the day will be Buddy with a Hoodie. I love me an uncircumcised dick. I'm sorry.
Ooh,
and I'm gonna tell you all the reason why.
Yeah, we got that.
I think we need to talk about that.
I'm just saying. So you guys can definitely tune into that. I want to thank you ladies so much for having me.
Yeah, especially we gotta have you on again because I feel like we didn't get enough of you this
We
season.
didn't.
So
We didn't.
We're gonna definitely have you on again.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us, guys. Thank you for tuning into Lethal Lips Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram. That's lethal_lips with a Z _podcast. You can follow me, urban_classic with a Q.
And you can follow me, Silva, King Sylvie, KINGSILVY. And also shout out Follow the Culture. Please follow them and Follow the Culture, no spaces, spell it correctly. And shout out to their brand.
Yes, first semester.
First semester, that's 1st.semester on Instagram, okay? Thank you for tuning in.